This is the right ventricle, left atrium, and right atrium. Just say it, just say it.
Well, that's firm, but that's like squishier, I guess. Like, it feels like there could be like actually something solid there, where like this is just kind of like, I don't know, like it's like, it feels like there should be something there, but there's just nothing, so it's just kind of like, it's like indented.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first we have the aorta. It is the one with the thick lumen.
Yeah.
And then we have the superior vena cava, which is over here. And it goes through to the inferior vena cava, which is over here. And then we found the pulmonary arteries, which are these two vessels, which is connected to the pulmonary trunk, which is this vessel. And then the pulmonary veins. There's a set found here in the back, which are these holes, these small holes. And then there's another set on this side. Here. So right here, this connects to the right atrium, and the valve that is connected to the right atrium to the right ventricle is the tricuspid atrioventricular valve. And as you can see, the tissue is kind of thin, but it is very strong. And it is also connected to the chordae tendons, which helps the valve open and close. It is also very strong. Sorry. Here. Here's another part of the valve. Yep. So right here we have the pulmonary semilunar valve that is connected to the pulmonary trunk, and its function is to bring deoxygenated blood from the superior and inferior vena cava to be oxygenated into the lungs through these vessels. So basically these vessels bring the blood to the lungs. We're first taking a look at the left ventricle. The left ventricle has a thicker wall than the right ventricle because the left ventricle is pumping blood through the aorta, which has a thicker lumen. Therefore, it means that it is receiving more pressure, and because the aorta is sending oxygenated blood throughout the body, it needs more pressure to be able to do that. Whereas for the right ventricle is only pumping blood to the pulmonary trunk, which is going to the lungs, so it doesn't need as much pressure, and therefore its walls are slightly thinner than the left ventricle. And compared to the atriums are definitely thinner because all they're doing is just pumping blood to the ventricles. Yeah, quite thin. And you can see how this is how thin it is when it's connected to the left ventricle. That's how thin it is. Wrong way. Pouring in. Here you can see it coming through here. It's coming through right there. Yeah, so this is where the aortic tricuspid valve is going to be. Okay, so we start off with the right atrium. The right atrium is going to pass blood through the tricuspid atrioventricular valve, which is connected to the right ventricle, and then through the right ventricle is going to pass the blood through the pulmonary semilunar valve. This is going to pass through the pulmonary trunk, and through the pulmonary trunks it is going to go to the pulmonary arteries, which is going to go to the lungs. And then when the blood is reoxygenated by the lungs, it is going to come back into the heart through the pulmonary veins. So there's a pulmonary vein somewhere around here, right here, and there's another pulmonary vein right here. So these veins are going to lead into the left atrium. Through the left atrium, it is going to pass through the mitral valve or the bicuspid atrioventricular valve into the left atrium. through the left atrium, the blood is going to be pumped back into the aortic semilunar valve, which is right here, through the aorta, which is the thick lumen vessel, is going to circulate around the body, and then depending on where the blood is going, it could come back into the right atrium through the superior vena cava, right here, or the inferior vena cava, which is right here. And that is all.